Hello guys and girls, and welcome back to whatever the fuck this is. And today I'm going to tell you how you can never get a copyright strike on your channel. Yeah. So let me just preface this video by saying this video is not about fair use. Fair use is its own minefield of shit and hate, and this is just about copyright really. This is just about copyrighted material. Fair use I'll do another video on some other time. Basically, copyright claims boil down to these three things, okay? Real simple. The first one is you must own the work in all its entirety. Whatever it is, the audio, or maybe it's a video. That's generally when what you get strike for is audio and video. You don't really get strike for different elements in your video and stuff like that, or whatever. You must own the video in its entirety, or its audio. You must be the original creator. Or, number two, you must have purchased a license for it, for use on YouTube. For use for the specific use, okay? You must have purchased the license. Now you can do that in a few ways. You can either go to the original creator and say, hey, I want to use this video or this clip or something like that, or this audio, this song. What do I need to do to get a license to be able to do that without having any copyright claims or any strikes or anything like that? And then they'll usually say, well, you've got to pay so much money to be able to use it. Fair enough. You're paying their dues. You're paying them their dues, you know. Or thirdly, you must have written permission, explicit written permission from the original creator or creators, because if it's audio, then there could be multiple people or multiple companies involved. Yeah, multiple companies, multiple people involved in making anything these days. So if you want to use some audio, say a popular song, you've got to get written permission, explicit written permission from them, detailing them with them saying yes, you can use it for this purpose, you know. Let's just go over a little bit. Now, the original content one, I rarely use other people's footage. I don't think I've ever used another motovlogger's footage, you know, or even another YouTuber's footage. Ever, I don't think. And for the simple reason is that it's not mine. But if I wanted to use it, I would have to, you know, contact them and see if they're okay with me using it. You know, if you want to use someone else's footage, it's real simple. Contact them. Just ask them. Sometimes people might be fucking chill about it. A lot of the time, YouTubers are probably cool about it. It depends on what you're using it for. If you're going to be using their footage to to put them down or expose them or do these expose videos or shit, you can't really ask for permission for that, because they'll blankly say no, as anyone really would. But if you want to use another YouTuber's piece of footage, you just ask them. And more importantly is, when you have used their footage or reference them in some way, cite it in the description. Yeah, just say this is from blah blah blah, there's the channel, there's the thing, they've let me use it with their permission and that. Just put that in your description, you know. You cite the original source. Whenever you reference something, you gotta cite the original source. I did a video recently on how the word you could potentially get you up to 66% more views if you say it within the first 5 seconds of your video, which is awesome. But that wasn't a study done by me. I didn't go and search all over the internet and find this out. It was done in a study by hey.com/TubeBuddy, and that was referenced, and it was all in the description, you know. So cite the original source when you've got inspiration from someone, and cite the original source when you're using some footage from somewhere else, you know, and that you can kind of help yourself a little bit with copyrights, you know, because someone could come later on down the road and say, hey, using this footage, and you go, it'll help your case if you say, well, I've cited you and the original source and, you know, the creators. It just helps your case a little bit. That's a little bit into fair use, but I'm not really going to go into that. Now, the second one is to purchase a license. Now, I use a lot of audio throughout my vlogs, throughout the entirety of my vlogs. The intro, I'll go over what I license. Now, for the audio, let's do the audio first. I support 4 creators on Patreon That's Diala Swain, Joaquin Carud, Andrew Applepie, and what's the last dude? David Cutter. Okay, now I've just gone on Patreon, and each of them is only like $1 or $2 a month. It's not much, but then I get access to the entire library. Yeah, so I can download all the old stuff and use that, as long as I mention them in the description, which is what I do. But as long as I mention them in the description, that's part of the clause, you know. Donate to them and credit their music, and credit the source, you know. And that's fine. I can use the audio as much as I like on YouTube. But if I wanted to do it for, say, a TV advert or something like that, you'd have to contact them directly and actually work out a proper license. See, TV works a hell of a lot different from YouTube and stuff, and you know, you can license music and shit like that. But my intro, I could make the intro because I know After Effects, but the time it takes to make it over the time it takes to just purchase the license for it, put my own logo in, render it out and done, it makes more sense for me to buy it, and then I can just use it and save time, you know. Just like the text pop-ups like this. Bought them from a site. I just go into After Effects, put my own text in, render it out, and that saves me time from going and keyframing and setting up my own text files, you know. So they're all the elements what I use, you know. I also, in Premiere Pro, I pay for Red Giant Link. Now, Red Giant are a film effects company. Do a lot of different effects, and they've got something called Red Giant Universe, okay? And in that, they've got a whole different load of tools and effects and transitions and stuff that you can put on your videos if you wanted to. And I use them occasionally. But again, paid a license for it, paid a yearly subscription for it, so I can use that stuff, you know? Oh yeah, I'll put a link to different places where you can buy stuff. Quite cheap. You don't really need to know After Effects and stuff like that. I'll put links to the stuff down in the description. Or the sources, you know. I'll put like links to the websites. The third one is having expressly written permission. Now this is... You're mainly going to get this for audio from maybe rising creators or starting creators, you know, starting artists. And you find these on places like SoundCloud. Or you can go on Patreon as well and go on it, but then you're paying for it. But if you want free stuff, you can go onto SoundCloud and you can search for creators of the types of music that you want to use, you know. You go and search for the creators of the types of music you want to use. You direct message them, you say what you want to use it for, and then they might get back to you. They might not get back to you. If they don't get back to you, don't use the fucking stuff. If they get back to you and say yes, that'll be fine, just credit me, here's how to credit me in the description, boom, just do that. Maybe they want an info card putting on, you know. Maybe they want one of the info cards to be just theirs if you ever use their music, which is fine, absolutely fine, you know. You need, if they say no, then just don't use it and go find someone else. There are plenty of artists out there. Go on soundcloud.com, sign up, free account, and just search for the type of music that you want to use, you know, if you want free music. There are other places like royalty-free music. There's loads of different royalty-free music places that you can get stuff from. But if you get stuff from them, check the terms and conditions of usage, yeah? A lot of people just think that, oh, it says royalty-free music, so I'll just download it and put it wherever. You might be using royalty-free music, but if you're not accredited or you're breaking the terms of service somehow, the terms and conditions, then they could come after you legitimately. You can get into serious trouble. Here's the main thing. Here's why I'm saying don't use stuff what you haven't originally created, bought a license for, or got express written permission for. I'm a designer, yeah, I've been in the design game for over a decade. If I use someone else's picture, if I just grab a picture of fucking iStock Photo or Getty Images and whack it in, I'll be in a whole world of shit. I've been in companies before where marketing people or marketing managers have actually just downloaded images from the internet and put them up on blogs and shit. And those companies have been fined thousands of pounds just for putting up images, not videos, images, okay? So all these people running around putting up clips of videos for what lasts for a while, which I'll go on about in a second. You're really putting yourself at risk, and you're opening yourself up to being slammed. And it won't be just YouTube that fucks you over. Here's the thing. YouTube will give you a copyright strike, which is fine, that's bad enough. But then the company, if they feel like doing so, they could actually take you to court. People can take you to fucking court for this type of stuff, you know? Copyright isn't something to be messed around with. It's why I rarely use stuff, you know, that's from other people or that I've not got a license for. Or everything's above board with me on that, you know? Everything's above board, and it has to be. Because you can get slammed down for it. And if your channel does end up exploding, and it's because of some footage that isn't yours, and you've not got permission for, you've not got a license for, then that company can come for you and fucking slam you, absolutely slam you for it. You'll end up getting a copyright strike, the video will get taken down, those views will get taken off you. You could end up in a court case at the worst case of it. Worst case scenario is a court case where you pay damages, or you pay for the usage. And if it's a big expensive, like maybe it's a big expensive picture or big expensive audio, you know, maybe you've ripped some Beyonce or some shit, they can slam you to fuck, actually slam you to fuck, and they can do, especially in America, libelous America, you know what I mean, where they sue people for fucking fun, they can actually slam the shit out of you. So you've got to be really, really careful with copyrighted stuff, really, really careful with it. I recommend only using your copyrighted stuff or stuff you got licenses for, but if you are going to use some copyright stuff and you've not done the previous, use it very, very sparingly. There was a website what said use it 70-30. So if you're doing a video that's like 10 minutes long, the 70-30 rule will be original content must be 70% of it, copyright content must be 30% of it. But that's not a set rule. That isn't a set rule. I would use it very, very sparingly and very, very minimally. And do not use like more than 7 seconds, but 7 to 10 seconds. I wouldn't use any more of a clip than that. One, you're on the risk of Content ID catching you, and if Content ID catches you and say that video explodes, then you're going to get no money from it, and you might get slammed from it. See, copyright on YouTube works. There's 3 things that could happen, you know, if someone has a copyright claim against you. Here's how it goes. If you get a copyright claim, best case scenario is they've acknowledged the claim but let you use it and let you monetize it. That's the best case scenario. Rarely fucking happens. The next case scenario is they've acknowledged the claim but any money made on that video, if you're using AdSense, is theirs. Yeah, they make all the money from it because you're using their copyrighted stuff. Fine, that's happened on my parody videos. All the songs what I did, they've all been claimed, you know, because the backing tracks are made by those people. So there you go, paying you your dues. Any views that go on there, fine, that's yours. Accept that, you know, accept that. Or, yeah, they strike you and they take down your video, which is, you get a takedown notice, which is a really bad case scenario. I'm not going to go into copyright strikes, that'll be for another video because this one will probably end up going on too long. But copyright is something not to be fucked with. It's really not. I know in this day and age of YouTube and online and everything's fucking free for all, copyright isn't. If someone wants to slam you, they have legal rights to do so. Why open yourself up to that? Why open yourself up to that? There's no good reason for it. There's no good reason. For a video for a few short seconds or for maybe 30 seconds or something, there is no point showing that clip. No point. It's not worth it at the end of the day. For the amount that they can fuck you over, you know, there's no point to it. If you do get a copyright strike or a copyright claim, there is a dude called Chad Wildclay. He does parody videos, yeah, and he has defeated, I think it's over 130 claims and 8 copyright strikes. It's called Chad Wildclay. Yeah, I'll put a link to his channel in the description below. You can go check him out, he's great. But he's done a guide on how he deals with copyright claims. So if you get any copyright claims, and this is how he's beaten 130 claims, 130. So but he's doing it under fair use, you see. He's doing it under fair use, there's a difference. Okay, I'm just gonna put this in brackets. If you're using copyrighted stuff, but you think it falls under fair use, which is for another video, then go and check out his guide. I'll put a link to that in the description as well. Fair use is such a broad thing. It's such a grey area, and it's just a minefield of shit. It really is. But for pure just copyrighted stuff, try and stay away from it, or get a license for it, or get written permission. Simple as that. Simple as that. If you ever think, well, could I get away with it? You might do if it's only a few seconds long. You'll probably get away with it if it's a few seconds long, you know? Just as, like, I know a lot of motovloggers tend to put in little snippets. You know, they tend to put in snippets of films or quotes from films and stuff like that, just to break it up with a bit of B-roll. You'll probably be alright with that. You really will. You'll probably be alright with that. If it's a modern film, you might not be okay with it. If it's a modern one, you might not be, because that will be more visible, you know, more prominent to people. But if it's an old film, an old clip, if it's only like a couple of seconds, which they generally are, you'll probably be alright with it, you know. I was okay with chucking The Shining in there and one of the other videos up in the card. And yeah, you'll probably be alright with it. As long as your video doesn't, as long as that's not the majority of your video, as long as clips aren't the majority of your video like that, or film clips are the majority of your video, you'll probably be alright, you know what I mean? You'll probably be alright. Because the content ID system doesn't work as good as that yet. It's getting better, but it doesn't work as good as that yet. It can't just pick up on clips what are a couple of seconds or maybe a second long, you know. Yeah, so that's copyright, and how never to get a copyright strike. Follow the 3 rules, or any one of the 3 rules, you know. Follow the 3 rules, and you should have a channel and videos that can grow, be monetized, and you can be safe in the knowledge that some fucker isn't going to come to your channel later on when you grow and actually get more visible and more people coming watching and claiming your stuff, you know. Like, don't take other YouTubers' stuff as well. Don't just take other YouTubers' clips and put them in there without contacting them first and asking, can you use their clip in your video? Because for one, it's just fucking courtesy, you know. It's just courtesy. And just ask them for permission. Just say what you're going to use it for. You're going to put it in, and you'll send them a link when it's done, before it gets released. Just do that, you'll be fine, okay? Especially for YouTubers, because YouTubers love copyright striking. Copyright strike system is just a minefield of abuse yet again, which is for another video. I'm not going to cover it in this one, because this video could go on forever and ever about copyright. This is just 3 ways how to avoid it. If you really like this video and want to see more about how to grow your YouTube channel, improve your content, talk about social media, hit that subscribe button right there. Want to see another video of mine straight away? Right there, just for you. As ever, ride safe, peace the fuck out. Well, that was a long video, wasn't it? No one's going to stay and watch that.